All right, I'm going to talk about the thing that everyone is talking about, football. Everyone is aware of the NFL protests going on with the players kneeling instead of standing for the anthem. The funny thing is, even if I agreed entirely with their perspectives and with their cause, I still would condemn this protest. That's a point that I don't hear everyone making, and that's why I decided to make a video about it. But I'll bring it back to Colin Kaepernick, the guy who started the whole thing. He decided he was not going to stand for the anthem. He just stayed sitting. And people then, and people who defend the players now who are kneeling, will say things like, well, what about their freedom of expression? Don't they have the right to do what they're doing, and they don't have to stand for the flag if they don't want to? And that's all true. If Colin Kaepernick had said that he didn't want to stand for the anthem because he just didn't want to, because that's something he doesn't believe in, I actually would have been on his side, even though I always stand for the flag during the anthem. But he attached that to a cause. And that's where everything goes wrong. He had a few different things that he was trying to get people behind, but there's one in particular that became the centerpiece of it that made the headlines that people still talk about. Kaepernick said it himself. It was, I am not going to stand up to show pride in a flag for a country that oppresses black people and people of color. What exactly did he hope to accomplish? What was he thinking? I have this cause that I want to draw attention to. I want to start a real conversation about this. I want to get people on my side. I want to change the way people think. How am I going to do that? I know. I think I'll insult the flag. That ought to do it. Did he think that was going to work? This was a protest that was doomed to failure. You cannot point and say, you see that thing that means a lot to you? Well, screw that. Now listen to what I have to say. When you slap someone in the face to get their attention, it's a slap in the face. Now, I could see him making that mistake, but he should have changed his tactics pretty quickly. And people who support him will say, well, he stuck to his guns. No, he stayed stubborn, and he turned his protest into a tantrum. Because it was doomed to failure. If you really believe in a cause, you should put some thought into it. Determine what the best, determine what is the best thing to do. He didn't do that. The players today are just following his example, and it is failing because people are deciding they're not going to watch football anymore. Is that what they were after? Because it's ironic that their protest that is supposed to get people on their side, that is only supported by people who already agreed with them, is diminishing their power to reach people because fewer and fewer people are tuning in. My own father, who lives and breathes football during the football season, has decided he's just not going to watch the NFL this year. To hell with him. I never thought I would see the day. And I understand it completely. I have no desire to watch myself. That's what they've accomplished. Their ability to reach people, to use this platform, has been reduced drastically, tragically. Who's really getting the support? I might be saying the guy's name wrong. Alejandro Villanueva? Nope. He's the one member of the Steelers who decided not to stay in the locker room during the anthem, who made his protest against the protest. His counter-protest resulted in skyrocketing sales of his jerseys, and the people have spoken. This is what they're behind. It's not that they oppose the cause that Colin Kaepernick supported. It's that they oppose his actions to draw attention to it. Can you imagine what would have happened if some major personality in the Black Lives Matter movement, or if some other civil rights activist had said something along the lines of, Kaepernick may have the best of intentions, but he's going about it all wrong. He should stand for that flag, and I'm going to encourage everyone else to, because we pursue justice and equality because we believe America can provide it, and we will work for it. Can you imagine the impact that would have had? People who badmouth Black Lives Matter and similar movements might have listened a little bit closer. You might have actually got some people to agree with you, or at least you could have started that conversation that you wanted. Instead, the protest that was staged and that is supported so heatedly is nothing more than a soapbox for passionate people to stand on while shouting at people who disagree with them. And that accomplishes exactly nothing.